Just get your thoughts on the first session.
I think a pretty good session for the Australian share market, given that the leads were pretty terrible. We saw the US stock market down on Friday, oil prices in particular down by 4.2% on Friday, and yet in the end the Australian market only down by 0.3%. Now during the session we were much worse. During the lows of the session in the morning we were down almost 1%, but the big turnaround was from China. We saw the Chinese stock market doing extremely well today, up about 2% on expectations of more stimulus, and that really helped to turn around in the Australian market. For example, if we have a look at the financial space, that was down 0.6% in the morning. By the end of the session, back in the black, up by 0.3%. And we also saw a massive turnaround in terms of the energy and the material sectors. The energy sector down by almost 3% at one point during the session. By the end of the session, down 2%. Still not good, but not as bad as it was in the morning. And the material space down 1.7% during the session, but ending the day just down 0.8%. So China really helping our market out today.
For Certex trading halt, the market waiting for an announcement before the start of trade on Wednesday. What exactly are we expecting to hear from them?
It better be good news, because the stock's up 150% over the past year. It's had an incredible performance. It's also had 42 consecutive quarters of growth, so it already has a product. At the moment, that key product is the high-dose radiation for liver tumours, so keeping most of the healthy tissue intact and just targeting those tumours. We have a look at how it's used at the moment. It's mostly used at late stage of liver cancer, and hopefully what this study shows is that it is beneficial in using it at earlier stages. So what Certex is trying to do is move from being a late stage treatment to an early stage treatment. Now this is different from a trial, it's a study, so they've already got a product to the market. They just want to sell more doses of this particular product. So Certex, the shares have been doing extremely well in 2015 as well as the last 52 weeks. High expectations here. Now we're not going to get all the details of this SurfLock study in this month and in this announcement. We are going to have to wait till June until there is that US conference, and we'll see more details there, but very high expectations here, and as you can see from the share price performance, the share's really expecting a good announcement here.
Michael McCarthy is at News as well from another company, this one a little bit bigger, BHP Billiton, and expectations and details around South 32.
This should be a big week for BHP shareholders. We will get more details on South 32, which is a spin-off proposed by BHP, which is due to hit the market in June. Now, this is due to go to a shareholder vote in May, so these details are going to be important. This is a spin-off of non-core assets, so mostly nickel, manganese, aluminium, as well as silver. These are assets that haven't performed so well in the past year. Aluminium's up by 3%, nickel's actually down by 7%, manganese is down by around about 7%, and silver's down by 28%. However, given how the core assets of BHP have been performing, with oil prices, iron ore prices down by around about 50% over the past year, it doesn't look so bad in that context. However, the big thing that shareholders are going to be keeping an eye out for, I think, is how much debt this new vehicle is going to hold. There are expectations around about $1.5 billion worth of debt, which would be a debt to equity ratio of 15%. There's hopes it could be lower to give the new spin-off vehicle South 32 a bit of an ammunition in terms of growth and being able to acquire some cheap assets. And I think the key question is how much debt this new vehicle holds in terms of how much shareholder support it's going to get.
Michael McCormick.